Did you know that wine has been a part of human history for thousands of years? From ancient rituals to modern dining, wine has always held a special place in our lives. Today, we'll explore the fascinating history of wine and its cultural significance, and share some practical tips to help you enjoy it even more. So, pour yourself a glass and let's dive in. Wine dates back to at least 1700 BC, with evidence of early winemaking in regions like Mesopotamia and Persia. The Bible even mentions wine multiple times, like when Noah planted a vineyard after the Great Flood. In ancient Greece, wine was associated with Dionysus, the god of wine and celebration. The Romans, on the other hand, spread viticulture across Europe, making wine a staple of their culture. They even had a saying, "In vino veritas," in wine there is truth. During the Middle Ages, monks perfected winemaking techniques, producing wines for both religious ceremonies and trade. Wine became a symbol of celebration, communion, and even diplomacy. In fact, many monasteries became renowned for their vineyards, and their wines were highly sought after. This tradition continues today, with wine playing a central role in many religious and cultural practices around the world. If you're new to wine, don't worry, choosing the perfect bottle doesn't have to be complicated. Start by exploring popular varieties like Cabernet Sauvignon or Chardonnay. Look for wines with clear labels and trusted reviews. As you gain experience, consider the grape variety, region, and aging process. A good rule of thumb: older vines often produce higher quality wines. And remember, the best wine is the one you enjoy. Proper storage is key to preserving the quality of your wine. Store it in a cool, dark place, ideally between 10 to 14 degrees Celsius. Keep bottles horizontal to keep the cork moist and prevent air from spoiling the wine. Avoid storing wine in the kitchen or near vibrations, as these can affect its quality. And if you're storing wine for the long term, consider investing in a wine fridge or cellar. Here's a fun fact: the oldest known bottle of wine is over 1,600 years old and was discovered in a Roman tomb. Champagne was invented by monks in the 17th century, and it quickly became the drink of choice for celebrations. Wine has also left its mark on literature and art throughout history. In ancient Greek poetry, writers like Homer and Hesiod celebrated wine in their works. The Roman poet Virgil even wrote about the art of winemaking. Fast forward to the Renaissance, and wine became a recurring theme in paintings, symbolizing everything from wealth to temptation. Even today, wine continues to inspire artists, writers, and filmmakers, proving its timeless appeal. In modern times, wine has become a global industry, with countries like France, Italy, Spain, and the United States leading the way. But did you know that newer wine regions, like Australia, Chile, and South Africa, are making waves with their unique flavors? These regions are proving that great wine can come from unexpected places. And with advancements in technology, winemakers are now able to produce high-quality wines more efficiently than ever before. Now, let's talk about pairing wine with food. A good rule of thumb is to match the weight of the wine with the weight of the dish. For example, a light white wine like Sauvignon Blanc pairs well with seafood, while a bold red like Cabernet Sauvignon complements red meat. Don't be afraid to experiment. Sometimes, the most unexpected pairings can be the most delightful. And remember, the best pairing is the one that you enjoy. Ever wondered what makes wine taste the way it does? It's all about the science. Factors like soil, climate, and grape variety play a huge role in the flavor profile of a wine. The fermentation process, where yeast converts sugar into alcohol, is also crucial. And let's not forget aging. Whether in stainless steel tanks or oak barrels, aging can dramatically change the taste and texture of a wine. It's a fascinating blend of art and science. Let's debunk some common wine myths. First, the idea that expensive wine is always better. This isn't true. There are plenty of affordable wines that taste amazing. Second, the notion that red wine should always be served at room temperature. In reality, most red wines taste better slightly chilled. Let's talk about wine etiquette. Whether you're hosting a dinner party or attending a wine tasting, knowing a few basic rules can make the experience more enjoyable. First, always hold your wine glass by the stem to avoid warming the wine with your hands. When tasting, swirl the wine gently to release its aromas, then take a small sip to appreciate its flavors. And remember, it's perfectly okay to spit out wine during a tasting. It's not rude, it's practical. Finally, if you're unsure about which wine to bring to an event, a safe bet is a mid-range bottle from a well-known region. Want to have some fun with wine? Try these experiments at home. First, compare the same wine from different vintages to see how aging affects its flavor. Second, taste the same grape variety from different regions, like a Cabernet Sauvignon from California versus one from France. You'll be amazed at how terroir influences taste. Finally, try blind tasting. Cover the labels and see if you can guess the type of wine. It's a great way to train your palate and discover new favorites. The wine industry is constantly evolving, and the future looks exciting. One trend is the rise of low-alcohol and alcohol-free wines, catering to health-conscious consumers. Another innovation is the use of technology, like apps that help you track your wine collection or suggest food pairings. And let's not forget about climate change. Winemakers are experimenting with new grape varieties and techniques to adapt to changing weather patterns. The future of wine is all about sustainability, innovation, and inclusivity. Let's clear up some confusion about wine and health. While moderate wine consumption has been linked to certain health benefits, like improved heart health, it's important to remember that these benefits are only associated with moderate drinking. That's 1 glass a day for women and up to 2 for men. Excessive drinking can have serious health risks. Also, not all wines are created equal. Red wine, in particular, contains antioxidants like resveratrol, which may offer some health benefits. But remember, wine should be enjoyed in moderation, not as a health supplement. Interested in starting a wine collection? Here are some tips to get you started. First, focus on wines that age well, like Cabernet Sauvignon, Bordeaux, or Barolo. Second, invest in proper storage. A wine fridge or cellar is ideal, but a cool, dark closet can work too. Third, keep track of your collection with a wine journal or app, noting details like purchase date, price, and tasting notes. And finally, don't be afraid to start small. Even a few carefully chosen bottles can be the beginning of a rewarding collection. Did you know there are over 10,000 grape varieties used to make wine worldwide? While you might be familiar with classics like Chardonnay and Merlot, there are countless unique wines to explore. For example, try a Georgian wine made in clay pots called Qvevri, or a South African Pinot, a cross between Pinot Noir and Cinsault. Exploring lesser-known varieties is a great way to expand your palate and discover new favorites. Social media has revolutionized the way we talk about wine. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok are filled with wine influencers sharing reviews, pairings, and tips. Hashtags like #WineWednesday and #SomLife have created vibrant online communities where wine lovers can connect and share their passion. Whether you're looking for recommendations or just want to geek out about wine, social media is a great place to start. Wine is more than just a drink, it's a journey through history, culture, and science. Whether you're a casual drinker or a dedicated enthusiast, there's always something new to learn and explore. So, the next time you pour yourself a glass, take a moment to appreciate the story behind it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of wine, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite wine moments in the comments below. Cheers to your next adventure in wine.